Kofi Finds Love, an African Folktale by Audio One Bookshelf. Please like, share and subscribe. In the heart of a sprawling African kingdom, Prince Kofi wandered through the bustling streets of the capital. He was drawn to the vibrancy of the market, where colors, sounds, and scents mingled in a lively dance. Among the vendors, one stood out, a young woman named Amina, who sold beautifully woven baskets and handmade jewelry. Her laughter was like music to his ears, and her eyes sparkled with a warmth that drew him in. Despite their different worlds, Kofi and Amina found themselves spending more and more time together. He admired her tenacity and creativity, while she appreciated his humility and genuine nature. Their connection blossomed quickly, and soon, they were deeply in love. Yet, Kofi knew that their love would face great challenges, especially from his parents, the king and queen. Word of their relationship soon reached the palace. King Olu and Queen Esh were outraged. They had long envisioned a royal marriage for Kofi that would strengthen alliances and secure the kingdom's future. A street vendor was, in their eyes, entirely unsuitable for their son. They summoned Kofi to the grand hall, their faces stern and unyielding. Kofi stood firm in front of his parents. He spoke passionately about his love for Amina and her virtues, but his words fell on deaf ears. The king thundered that a prince had duties to his people and that his personal desires were secondary. The queen, although less vociferous, echoed her husband's sentiments, her eyes filled with disappointment. Torn between his love for Amina and his duty to his kingdom, Kofi faced an impossible choice. In a moment of desperation, he considered abdicating his royal position. The thought of living a simple life with Amina seemed more appealing than a future filled with royal obligations and an unwanted marriage. But when he shared his plan with Amina, she was horrified. Amina held Kofi's face in her hands, her eyes pleading. "I love you, Kofi, but you cannot give up everything for me. Your people need you. If you abdicate, I will leave. I cannot bear to be the reason you abandon your responsibilities." Her words were a dagger to Kofi's heart, leaving him more conflicted than ever. The prince was left to grapple with the weight of his love for Amina and his duty to his kingdom. The future seemed uncertain, and he knew he had to make a decision that would change both their lives forever. Kofi spent sleepless nights pondering his dilemma. His heart ached for Amina, but he couldn't ignore the sense of duty instilled in him since birth. One morning, he decided to speak with his trusted advisor, an elder named Jabari, who had served the kingdom for decades. Jabari listened patiently, his wise eyes reflecting understanding and empathy. Jabari reminded Kofi of the responsibilities that came with his royal blood. He spoke of the balance between personal desires and the greater good. "Your love for Amina is a beautiful thing, Prince Kofi," Jabari said softly, "but abandoning your role might cause unrest and uncertainty among the people. There must be a way to reconcile both worlds." Inspired by Jabari's words, Kofi devised a plan. He proposed to his parents that Amina be given a chance to prove herself. If she could demonstrate her worthiness to the kingdom and win the hearts of the people, perhaps their union would be accepted. The king and queen, though skeptical, agreed to give Amina a chance, hoping it would discourage Kofi. Amina was determined to prove herself. She worked tirelessly, organizing charity events, helping with local projects, and showing her compassion and leadership. The people of the kingdom began to see her not just as a street vendor, but as a capable and caring woman. Gradually, she won their hearts. The king and queen could not ignore the positive impact Amina had on the kingdom. They witnessed how her actions united the people and brought a new sense of hope and unity. Reluctantly, they began to reconsider their stance. The royal council also acknowledged the change, noting the harmony she brought to the kingdom. Finally, the king and queen called for a grand assembly. They announced that they had seen Amina's true worth and acknowledged her positive influence. While they had reservations about breaking tradition, they were willing to accept Amina as part of the royal family if she and Kofi agreed to continue their work for the kingdom's prosperity. Kofi and Amina stood before the gathered crowd, their hearts swelling with joy and relief. They pledged to serve the kingdom together, combining their love with their duty. The people cheered, celebrating not just a union of hearts, but a new chapter for the kingdom, filled with hope and unity. As Kofi and Amina looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their love had not only conquered their personal obstacles but had also bridged the gap between different worlds. They were ready to face the future together, stronger and more united than ever. With the kingdom's blessing, Kofi and Amina prepared for their wedding, an event that promised to be a grand celebration of love and unity. The entire kingdom buzzed with excitement as preparations began. People from all walks of life contributed to the festivities, eager to be part of this historic event. The day of the wedding arrived, and the palace grounds were transformed into a dazzling display of culture and tradition. Amina wore a stunning gown adorned with intricate beadwork and symbols of the kingdom's heritage, while Kofi was dressed in royal regalia that symbolized his role and responsibility. The ceremony was a beautiful blend of customs, honoring both Amina's humble beginnings and Kofi's royal lineage. As the ceremony concluded, the newlyweds were presented to the cheering crowd. Their union was more than a marriage. It was a symbol of the kingdom's unity and strength. The king and queen, now fully supportive, blessed the couple and expressed their hopes for a prosperous future under their joint leadership. In the days that followed, Kofi and Amina took on their roles with enthusiasm and dedication. They continued to work on the projects Amina had started, while also initiating new ones to further improve the lives of their people. Together, they were a formidable team, their love and mutual respect inspiring those around them. Their journey was not without challenges. They faced opposition from traditionalists who were still skeptical of a commoner being part of the royal family. However, Kofi and Amina's consistent efforts and genuine care for their people gradually won over even the most resistant hearts. The kingdom flourished under their rule, marked by unprecedented harmony and progress. Years passed, and the kingdom continued to prosper. Kofi and Amina became beloved figures, not just as rulers, but as symbols of hope and unity. They had children who were raised with the values of compassion, duty, and love. The legacy of their union set a new precedent for the kingdom, one that valued character and contribution over birthright. Looking back, Kofi and Amina knew that their love had faced extraordinary odds, but it had triumphed, bringing not only personal happiness but also lasting change to their kingdom. Their story became a legend, a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the courage to bridge worlds. As the years went by, Kofi and Amina continued to guide their kingdom with wisdom and compassion. However, new challenges arose. The kingdom faced threats from neighboring regions, both politically and economically. Kofi and Amina had to navigate complex diplomatic waters to ensure the safety and prosperity of their people. Determined to maintain peace, Kofi embarked on a diplomatic tour of the neighboring kingdoms. Amina stayed behind, managing affairs at home and ensuring that their initiatives continued smoothly. Their coordinated efforts paid off, as Kofi was able to forge alliances that strengthened their kingdom's position and brought new opportunities for trade and cultural exchange. Meanwhile, Amina's leadership at home grew even more respected. She initiated educational reforms, ensuring that every child, regardless of their background, had access to quality education. She also focused on healthcare improvements, bringing better facilities and trained professionals to underserved areas of the kingdom. Kofi returned from his diplomatic mission with new insights and renewed determination. He and Amina, now more united than ever, implemented new policies that promoted innovation and sustainability. They encouraged their people to embrace new technologies while preserving their rich cultural heritage. Their children, now young adults, began to take on more responsibilities within the kingdom. Raised with the values of humility, duty, and compassion, they were well prepared to continue their parents' legacy. Each child found their unique way to contribute, whether through governance, diplomacy, or social work. Despite their successes, Kofi and Amina never forgot the humble beginnings of their relationship. They often visited the market where they first met, interacting with vendors and listening to their concerns. These visits were a reminder of the bond that had started it all and kept them grounded. As they grew older, Kofi and Amina began to prepare their eldest child, Princess Nia, for future leadership. Nia possessed her mother's compassion and her father's sense of duty, making her an ideal successor. The transition was gradual, with Kofi and Amina mentoring Nia and allowing her to take on more responsibilities over time. Finally, the day came when Kofi and Amina officially stepped down, passing the mantle to Princess Nia. In a grand ceremony attended by their people and dignitaries from across the land, Nia was crowned queen. Kofi and Amina watched with pride as their daughter took her oath, confident that she would lead the kingdom with the same wisdom and compassion they had. Kofi and Amina spent their later years enjoying the peace they had worked so hard to create. They traveled, spent time with their grandchildren, and continued to engage in community work, albeit on a smaller scale. Their love story, one that had begun in the bustling market, remained a source of inspiration for all. As Princess Nia's reign began, Kofi and Amina settled into a life of relative peace and quiet. They found joy in the simpler pleasures of life, cherishing their time together and watching their kingdom thrive under Nia's capable leadership. The transition was smooth, and the kingdom continued to prosper, benefiting from the solid foundations laid by Kofi and Amina. One day, during a visit to a distant village, Kofi and Amina encountered a young couple facing challenges similar to their own early struggles. They saw themselves in the couple and were moved to help. They used their influence to provide opportunities and support, just as they had once been given a chance to prove their worth. Their efforts didn't go unnoticed. The people of the kingdom continued to honor them, not just as former rulers but as cherished mentors and symbols of unity and love. The market where they first met was renamed in their honor, becoming a vibrant center of culture and commerce, celebrating their love story and contributions. As the years went on, Kofi and Amina witnessed the birth of their great-grandchildren, a testament to the enduring legacy they had created. Their family gatherings were filled with laughter, stories, and a deep sense of connection. They often recounted their journey, reminding the younger generations of the power of love and perseverance. One evening, as the sun set over the kingdom, Kofi and Amina stood on the balcony of their home, overlooking the land they had nurtured and loved. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, reflecting the warmth and peace in their hearts. Hand in hand, they marveled at the journey they had shared, grateful for every moment. In the twilight of their lives, Kofi and Amina remained active in their community, always finding ways to give back. They established a foundation to support education and healthcare, ensuring that their work would continue to benefit future generations. Their legacy of love, unity, and service became a guiding light for the kingdom. When the time finally came for Kofi and Amina to leave this world, they did so peacefully, surrounded by family and loved ones. Their passing was a moment of profound sadness for the kingdom, but also a celebration of lives well lived and a love that had transcended all obstacles. The entire kingdom came together to honor them, their story forever etched in the hearts of their people. Princess Nia, now Queen Nia, continued to lead the kingdom with the same wisdom and compassion her parents had shown. She often spoke of their teachings and the strength of their love, ensuring that their memory remained alive. Under her rule, the kingdom flourished, continuing to be a beacon of hope and unity. And so, the story of Kofi and Amina became legend, a timeless tale of love, resilience, and the power of unity. Their legacy lived on in the hearts of the people, a reminder that true love can overcome any obstacle and that the greatest leaders are those who serve with compassion and humility.